Good morning, children. Sairam. Welcome back to your English online session. Children, today I will start with Unit 2 in English and we will start with 2.1 Poem Invictus. Now, children, Invictus means unconquered or undefeated, means that cannot be defeated. So, what does Invictus mean? Invictus means unconquered or undefeated. Now, children, this poem Invictus was written by William Ernest Henley. The poet William Ernest Henley, he had tubercular infection that resulted in amputation of his left leg, okay, and this powerful poem was written by him shortly after this incident. Now let us see what is the central idea of the poem Invictus. Now children, the central idea of the poem revolves around the poet's struggles and hardships that he had encountered at a very young age. Now children, at the age of 17, okay, his left leg was amputated because of a tubercular infection, and in spite of all these trials and tribulations, he fought with resilience to not only overcome them but also develop an attitude where he believes that no matter what the situation is, he will always be in full control of his life. So children, he fought with resilience and he overcome his problems and he developed an attitude where he believed that whatever the circumstances are, whatever the situation is, he will always be in full control of his life. The poet wants to be an ardent fighter of conundrums and have a never say die attitude. Now children, conundrums means a powerful situation or a problem, difficult problem. So conundrums means difficult problems. So what is the central idea of the poem Invictus? It revolves around the poet's struggles and hardships that he had encountered at a very young age, and in spite of that he fought with resilience and he overcome his problems, and he wants to be an ardent fighter of difficult problems, and he had developed a never say die attitude. Okay, now let's read the poem Invictus by William Ernest Henley. Out of the night that covers me, black as the pit from pole to pole, I thank whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul. In the fell clutch of circumstance, I have not winced or cried aloud. Under the bludgeonings of chance, my head is bloody but unbowed. Beyond this place of wrath and tears looms but the horror of the shade, and yet the menace of the years finds and shall find me unafraid. It matters not how strait the gate, how charged with punishments the scroll. I am the master of my fate, I am the captain of my soul. Now children, let's understand the poem stanza by stanza. First stanza. Out of the night that covers me, black as the pit from pole to pole, I thank whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul. Now children, here the poet says that despite the troubles and pains that are around him like a dark night, then too he is thankful to God, okay, for a soul that cannot be defeated or that cannot be conquered by these difficulties. So what is the meaning of this stanza? The poet here, he says that Despite the troubles and pains, whatever the problems are, whatever the pain he is suffering from, he is thankful to God for a soul that is unconquerable, that cannot be defeated. Okay? In the fell clutch of circumstance, I have not winced nor cried aloud. Under the bludgeonings of chance, my head is bloody but unbowed. Now here, children, the poet says, in the fell clutch of circumstance. Fell clutch means here a wicked trap. So though the poet was a victim of this wicked trap of circumstance, the poet has never reacted to it with pain, or he had never cried aloud. Under the bludgeonings of chance, children, bludgeonings means a violent beating. So under the bludgeonings of chance, my head is bloody but unbowed, means the poet is not going to bow down before the difficulties or whatever problems he is facing. So though he is a victim of the circumstance, the poet has never reacted with pain. He had never cried aloud. Under the beatings, violent beatings of chance, though his head is bloody but unbowed, he will never bow down before any difficulties or any problems. Beyond this place of wrath and tears looms but the horror of the shade, and yet the menace of the years finds and shall find me unafraid. Now children, beyond this place of wrath and tears, that is the place where we live, okay, full of anger and sadness, looms but the horror of shade. Looms means here it means that it hangs overhead. The horror of the shade, here horror of the shade means the fear of death. So the poet says the world in which we are living is full of anger, full of tears, sadness, and the fear of death, it looms around, that it is hanging overhead. Yet the menace of the years, so then too the poet shall never be unafraid of death. Okay? It matters not how straight the gate, how charged with punishments the scroll. I am the master of my fate, I am the captain of my soul. Now here, children, the poet says that however narrow or difficult the gate to heaven is, or even the punishments that are written on the scroll. Scroll means the official roll of, it's a roll of paper. So here the poet says that though the gate to heaven might be difficult or a narrow gate, and however the punishments are on the scroll, that is a roll of paper, okay, he says that he is the master of his fate and the captain of his soul. So he is convinced that he is the controller of his life. He will control his life and overcome his problems or whatever obstacles he is facing. So whatever the problems are, whatever the difficulties or hardships the poet is facing, he is the master of his fate and he is the captain of his soul. Therefore it is said, I am the master of my fate, I am the captain of my soul. So now children, what did you learn from this poem? Now, children, when you face difficult times, okay, whatever challenges you are facing, when you face difficult times, know that challenges are not sent to destroy you. They are sent to promote, increase and strengthen you. They'll make you strong. So whatever challenges you are facing, whatever difficult times you are facing, face it courageously. They are not sent to destroy you. They are sent to promote, increase and strengthen you. They'll make you strong. You will be able to face the problems and you will become more and more stronger. So it will not destroy you. The problems or challenges will not destroy you. They will make you more and more strong. Okay. Now children, let us try to find out the rhyme scheme of this poem. Now children, have a look at the first stanza. Out of the night that covers me, black as the pit from pole to pole, I thank whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul. Now just have a look at the last words, children. Now just see this word me. Okay, now this word me, it rhymes with be. May and be. Pole, soul. So me is rhyming with B. So the first you will give the alphabet as A, and the third line also it will be A. Now just have a look at the second line, last word pole. It is rhyming with the fourth line, last word soul. So it will be your B and B. So the rhyme scheme is AB, AB. In the first stanza, the rhyme scheme is AB, AB. Now again children, in the second stanza, in the fell clutch of circumstance, I have not winced, not cried aloud. Under the bludgeonings of chance, my head is bloody but unbowed. Now your children, circumstance and chance, again it will be AA, allowed, unbowed, it will be BB. So rhyme scheme is AB, AB. Again children, tears, years, shade, unafraid, gate, fate, scroll, soul. So children, the rhyme scheme of the poem is AB, AB. So what is the rhyme scheme? AB, AB. Okay. Children, now let us discuss figures of speech. The first one. Out of the night that covers me, black as the pit from pole to pole. Now here children, the first line, out of the night that covers me, black as the pit from pole to pole. Now the first line children, it's a metaphor, because here children, the night is indirectly compared to difficulties. Out of the night that covers me, that is the difficulties which are surrounding the poet. Okay, so the first line, out of the night that covers me, it's a metaphor because the night is indirectly compared to difficulties. Now again children, out of the night that covers me, black as the pit from pole to pole. Now children, it's a simile here, black as the pit from pole to pole, because there's a direct comparison between the dark night and a deep black pit. So in the first line, it's a metaphor, okay, because the night is being compared to, it is indirectly compared to difficulties. The second line, there's a direct comparison between the dark night and a deep black pit. In the fell clutch of circumstance. Now children, here it's a personification. Fell clutch, as I told you, it's a wicked trap. So circumstances are given the human quality of trapping something. So it's a personification, okay. Now children, the next one. I am the master of my faith. I am the captain of my soul. Now your children, it's a repetition because the phrase I am is repeated. So I am the master of my faith. I am the captain of my soul. The figure of speech used here is repetition. Now children, let us discuss about the appreciation of the poem Invictus. Now children, when you write the appreciation, you have to consider the following points, like you should write the title of the poem, then the poet, the rhyme scheme, figure of speech and central idea. Now children, this question, it carries 5 marks in your exam. Now let us learn about the appreciation of the poem Invictus. Now Invictus poem by William Ernest Henley is a powerful poem. It is all about showing courage in the face of death and of the strong will to survive with dignity in the face of severe hardships. Now children, in this poem we had already discussed, it is about showing courage in the face of death when you are facing difficult times, and the strong will, you should have willpower to survive with dignity in face of severe hardships. The rhyme scheme of the poem is ABAB. Children, we had already discussed about the rhyme scheme too. One example of figure of speech is personification. In the fell clutch of circumstance. Here children, the circumstance is given the human quality of trapping something. So it's a personification where circumstances personified. The poem deals with the idea that no amount or kind of hardships in life can control one's soul if one is determined to face them bravely. So, whatever problems or difficulties you face in life, whatever challenges come across you, if you are determined to face them bravely, there will be no problems, no difficulties. You will live your life. You will live your life very happily. It will be a meaningful life. As I told you, that challenges or difficulties, if you face, it will make you more stronger. Okay. So, children, when you write the appreciation, you have to consider the following points, like you have to write the title, you have to write the name of the poet, rhyme scheme, and any one figure of speech. Children, you pick out any one line and figure of speech, you write for that, and then the central idea. So it will fetch you 5 marks. Okay. So children, I hope you understood this inspirational and a motivational poem, Invictus by William Ernest Henley. Okay. Thank you, my dear students. Meet in the next class. Till then, take care.